It is by far my second favorite game to this day. Just like EA Cricket 2002, 2005, 2007, this game was also developed by HB Studios. My first impressions of the gameplay suggested it was not as much fun as EA Cricket 2002. However, after playing it for 8 or more hours of practice and play, I must say this is far more realistic and challenging than EA Cricket 2002. This is much more of a sim than 2002 and will appeal more to the real cricket fans than the arcade slogging kids. And yes, it's still fun, just learn it. This is the first cricket game to introduce backfoot and front foot shots, and also the first one to introduce a batting confidence meter. The only problem I have with the batting confidence meter is, let's suppose a Thailander wants to hit a 6 on the last ball, then that's almost impossible for him to do so, as he's also not very skilled and his meter is 0. Apart from that, it's just fine. Additionally, as it's an old game, you may need to use some patches. These will not just improve the gameplay but will also get rid of many game-breaking bugs. The widescreen patch, SamZXE patch, along with some other cool patches, can be downloaded from the Irrational Gamer YouTube channel. Make sure you check them out as well. As I said earlier, this game is for true cricket fans who want the game harder. Therefore, always play this on high difficulty once you get your hands settled on lower difficulties. However, if you still find this game too easy, use SamZXE patch and post your results in the comments section below. It is not a flawless cricket game or completely bug-free, but it is better than the latest 3 games from Big Ant Studios. This game was released in 2004, so you won't find the DRS or free hit rules here. However, if you're like me and care only about gameplay and not about shiny graphics, this game is definitely for you. Batting: you can't just start slogging from the beginning. There is a batsman's confidence meter that has to build up with well-timed shots before you can hit the big ones. Careful shot selection is the key. Be patient and the big hits will come, but now they will seem more satisfying as you have worked the batsman up to it. Lose his wicket and you feel genuine disappointment as you now have to train the new batsman all over again. You will have to get used to the updated keyboard layout. It's sort of opposite to 2002, with the arrows now used to control direction and W and S, front and back foot shots. It seems awkward at first, but is a much more sensible layout and makes controlling the menu system much better. On higher difficulty, it's about getting into position to judge what ball can be hit to the boundary. It took me quite a bit of time to get a player to score a boundary. However, once you can judge what balls to hit, then you have to time the shot right. I wish, though, this game supported 360 shots. The confidence meter thing takes a long time. When the batsman is hit in the head or body, or when you miss the ball so much, it makes the batsman lose confidence. It's more like judging which balls you can hit. To me, it's still the most fun part of the game. As Australia in a 10-over match versus India, I average 80 runs and have only once kept them below their target. So I need more bowling practice. Bowling. To me, it is even better than batting, on the PC version anyway. I hated bowling in 2002 and always avoided it. In 2002, the bowling marker seemed to skate all over the place, making it very difficult to place the ball correctly. Now in 2004 it still moves around a bit, but it is much more controllable. No balls are less frequent too, as the meters are much more visible. The pace bowlers don't seem to swing the ball much though, a bit more visible swing would have been helpful. The fun factor increases tenfold with the spin bowlers. The ball turns heaps, just slow down your bowling speed and watch the ball bite into the pitch and rip around the legs. Great stuff! Running between wickets now is far better timed. Previously batsmen ran and turned too slowly, but now it is a lot more realistic. It's easier to judge runs and the fielders don't hit the stumps as easily. It takes time for the keeper/bowler to gather the ball and break the wicket. I didn't put much effort into manual fielding, so I can't say much about it. However, you can throw the ball to the keeper's end as well if you're doing manual fielding. Graphics have significantly improved since Cricket 2002. I run the game at 1920 by 1080 with max details and it looks great. The motion is super smooth compared to 2002 on the same machine. The animations in batting are spot on, and playing a power leg glance shot for 6 looks awesome.
The overall smoothness is perhaps the biggest improvement, but the details are also much better as well.
Players look. The players' shapes have been reasonably implemented. There are heaps of various body shapes and sizes, and generally, they look a lot more human than in 2002.
They are more detailed, and their motions and animations are more seamless and much better.
It's difficult to distinguish any player's face at this point, which is disappointing. The players don't seem to have any real faces. The only player I could pick was Sachin Tendulkar. However, there are editing tools you can use to add faces to the game. There are also mods available for the game on the Planet Cricket forum. The faces that can be applied are quite detailed. The replays are excellent. You can now move the camera to any location you want as well as the predefined positions. It's cool to see directly above the pitch to watch the swing or spin of the ball. Watching the batter cut off a fastball from the side is also impressive. Keyboard controls are much better laid out. Slow-mo replays look better than ever. Too bad that you can't save them though. Stadiums. It's great to have many more stadiums available, but to be honest, I don't think it's a huge deal. A lot of work seems to have been put into modeling them all. Now 60 plus. I suppose if you live near one of the newly added stadiums it will appeal.
Developers could have used these extra efforts to design stadiums to eliminate game-breaking bugs.
The overall realism of the game has improved tenfold. This is largely due to the confidence meter being fully responsible for this. No longer can a batsman come out from ball 1 and blast away at a rate more than 10 in an over. They may try, but it simply won't work. Rather, judicious shot selection is required. If a batsman plays the wrong shot, he will not make contact, or he may find an edge to the keeper or slip. As the confidence begins to rise, the bigger shots begin to come into play. The result of all this is much more realistic run rates.
An over of 10 is more common in test matches in Cricket 2002.
The bowling side of things has also been significantly improved. The bowling marker is now much twitchier and harder to control, all relative to the bowler's skill, of course. The ball also does a lot more, and fast and medium fast bowlers are now able to swing it, whereas this feature was sorely missed in Cricket 2002. While the field editor has not changed much and remains effective, the amount of statistics available during gameplay has been expanded even more.
This is a significant part of the experience. Replay capabilities are also available. AI in this game is notably better than its predecessor.
The use of part-time bowlers has become much more selective, and the CPU field settings are intelligently variable depending on the batsman's skill. The control side of things has changed minimally from the previous edition, the only notable change being the ability to pan the camera left and right from a first-person perspective as the bowler runs in, by using the L2 and R2 buttons. Rain is also included in the game, as I discovered rather quickly when I embarked on a season of county cricket with Kent. The commentary is, in my opinion, the least enjoyable part of this game by some distance. Jim Maxwell and Richie Benard's commentary hasn't changed much since Cricket 2002. However, with many lines borrowed from the previous game, the commentary becomes boring and repetitive after about 5 minutes of play. The crowd sounds are slightly better than in 2002. They do vary according to the venue. Additional effects, such as the seagulls at Hove and church bells at Adelaide, add to the realism. The player editor is another feature well worth a mention. Every aspect of a player's looks and ability can be edited, rosters can be changed, and new players created. There are a massive number of settings that can be tweaked in this section. For example, a batsman has a rating for how well he plays off the front foot and back foot. This rating also includes his abilities against pace and spin, often onside, as well as his favorite shots and weaknesses. Statistics can be viewed and edited, and a sound can even be assigned to the commentary. Graphically, the game is nothing to write home about. The stadiums are done with a fair amount of detail and are generally very accurate to their real-life counterparts. Motion capturing in the game, however, is superb. A lot of work has been done here. The players all move very smoothly, the bowling actions are much less jerky, and the fielding looks superb, with players diving and throwing athletically. Players' abilities can be fully edited and new players added. There are hundreds of players and several domestic teams from around the world. Tournaments, various types available. Tests, knockouts, etc. I haven't explored them. I've just been playing 10 or 20 overs exhibition matches, usually Australia versus India, as they are touring here at the moment. My primary wish was to play on the network. If I have to choose between all the EA cricket games, I will choose this one. So that was Cricket 2004. Hats off to HB Studios for making the finest cricket game. Many improvements over 2002. Defiantly worthy of playing. Has a sim-like quality to it. Has endless replay value for a cricket fan. Looks great and has a PC version that doesn't seem like a console version afterthought. Great stuff. Yes, there are a few serious bugs like AI stupid runout and buys. Since saved games aren't able to load, you'll have to complete a match in one sitting. This will avoid this bug where you can save once during each inning and play each inning in one sitting. It's very annoying. Team lineups get changed automatically. Crazy misfielding from the AI. CPU always throws the ball to the non-striker's end, etc. Graphics, 7 out of 10. Grounds are acceptable and motion capture is superb, however poor player likeness is a downer. Sound, 6.5 out of 10. The commentary is boring and repetitive, however, the crowd and special effects even things up. Gameplay, 8.5 out of 10. When it comes to the crunch, Cricket 2004 delivers. Innovations like the confidence meter improve realism tenfold, players now perform like their real-life counterparts and AI is improved. Replay value, 9.5 out of 10. With 61 grounds, 59 teams, over 1,000 players and a huge number of tours and tournaments to complete, Cricket 2004 is likely to keep gamers busy well into the future. The player editor adds the ability to put oneself in the game, which means almost endless replay value. Difficulty, 8.5 out of 10. Unlike C 2002, this edition has a huge range of difficulty levels that should appeal to everyone, from casual players to die-hard cricket fans. The hard difficulty mode is very challenging this time around and should challenge even the most experienced players. Overall, 8.5 out of 10. Does Cricket 2004 live up to the hype? Well, in my opinion, the answer is yes. The sheer depth of gameplay available with so many teams, tournaments, players and stadiums is a cricket fan's dream. The game has been made much more challenging to play and the realism is remarkable. Overall, this game must feature high on the Christmas list of all cricket fans. It is worth getting a hold of even if you already own other cricket games. The improvements over the aforementioned game are remarkable.